What's up, guys? Coming to you from behind enemy lines in the communist state of New York. This is Money Munitions. I'm Jeff. I sound a little congested. I was in the woods, if you guys have been watching, with NY Prepper last week, shooting some of his amazing guns. So forgive me if I sound a little bit off, but did want to get a special video out today. Appreciate all you subscribers out there. And today's a special one for Thomas. He's been supporting this channel for a while. Something I've been wanting to do, and we're going to kick it off with him. But anyone viewing or subscribed or watching my videos, I would also love to see what pistols you guys own, right? What Thomas did is sent me, and we're going to cover today, his Dan Wessons. Super cool. We're going to get into that in a minute. But if anyone that watches this channel is interested in me highlighting some of your guns and your pistols on the channel, I'd be more than happy to. What I'll do is send you a list of questions, which we'll go through today. I sent these to Thomas to kind of like give me a sense on why he picked this. But, you know, let's maybe try to do this like once a month if you guys are interested. I'd love to talk about not normal pistols, but like what was something that was on your wish list, right? We all, you know, all of us gun fanatics or 2A guys, you know, we all have our Glocks and have this, but, you know, we also have that wish list of whether it's a Dan Wesson, a Staccato, maybe a Springfield Prodigy, maybe one of these Cabot firearms, maybe a Nighthawk Customs, right? There's always stuff that's out of our price range, but like anything in life, you set goals and you work for them, and maybe these are things you can have one day, right? This is what life is about, working hard for things. So with that being said, we're not going to get into all of Thomas's pistols today. He sent me some cool, he's got a really cool collection, and we'll cover some of those in future videos. But like I said, we're going to start with his Dan Wesson. He's got two of them. He's got a Dan Wesson Silverback 10 millimeter. Guys, watch this channel. You know I love 10 millimeters. I probably dropped 3 or 4 videos just in the last month on them. But he's also got the Dan Wesson Specialist. So with that being said, I'm going to throw some pictures up on what he sent me, and let's get into, you know, his answers on why he chose the Dan Wesson Silverback. So what made Thomas want a 10 millimeter? I always wanted and loved this caliber. You know, once I got my Glock 20 Gen 5, same thing. I got like the 10 millimeter addiction. So I totally feel you on that. What made you decide Dan Wesson? I chose Dan Wesson because after shooting the Specialist 45 ACP, and I'll throw some pics of that up, man, are these two sexy guns. And being a 1911 guy and like their Silverback, I decided to ask them if they could make it in 10 millimeter, and they did for me. That's awesome. You know, he told me to reach out to these guys. That Dan Wesson is very responsive when it comes to communicating, asking them what they might be coming out with this year, and even doing some custom work. So really appreciate that, Thomas. That's good feedback. I was interested to see how many rounds this pistol had. He said it came with 2 9-round mags. He then purchased several Wilson Combat 10-round mags and McCormick 10-round mags and Trip Research 10-round mags. Nice job getting some really good magazines. I know a lot of folks love the Wilson Combat. McCormick also has a great name. Trip Research, I wasn't too familiar with that, but then again, you know, I'm not too familiar with the 1911s, but sounds like you got a good amount of magazines, which is awesome. What kind of ammo are you shooting? Now, Thomas told me he's shooting everything from 170 grain, 180 grain, 200 grain, all well-known brands, but mainly Hornady. You know, same thing for me with my Glock. Shooting a lot of Hornady when it comes to self-defense. When it comes to target practice, I'm obviously putting through some Federal and some other brands, but looks like he's shooting all of that stuff as well. I asked him, do you carry it? And if so, what holster do you prefer? Right, it is a big pistol, but guys that love 10 millimeters, and like I said, it always goes to the holster and the belt, and you can really carry anything. So his answer to that was custom holster outside of the waistband, carry in the woods only. Makes a lot of sense. Like I said, it is a very heavy pistol, especially the Silverback, as you can see. It's got that long barrel. Let me give you guys just a little bit of information. The pistol itself, the barrel length is 5 inches. The weight is 40.8 ounces. The overall length is almost 9 inches. It's 8.75 inches. The height is 5.5 inches. And the width, which isn't bad at all. I think my CZ is actually thicker, 1.45 inches. So there's some weight and some statistics, and no wonder he's only choosing it to carry it in the woods, which, by the way, as you guys know, 10 millimeter to me is a great woods defense option, regardless of where you live, whether it's East Coast or out there on the West. All right. I then asked him, have you ever needed to contact Dan Wesson about customer support? If so, how was it? And this we spoke on this a little bit earlier, but let's get his response to this, right? Customer service is big when you're spending a good amount of money on a firearm. I did once have an issue with one of their mags. Customer service not that great at that time. Now, that seems like that was a long time ago. I asked Thomas, how long have you had this pistol? He said since 2019, excuse me, late 2019, early 2020. What makes it special to you? It's damn good, and it's my first custom pistol. It's a great answer. A lot of these all have special places in our heart, right? You really, like I said, you work hard for these things. You go out and spend the money. You want to shoot them. You want to take care of them. So they do become special. Asked him, any aftermarket accessories? Only mags and holster. I actually love that answer, right? Keep it basic, especially 1911 Dan Wesson. It's already a custom pistol. There's really not much to do to it. So this is something I would love down the road as a Dan Wesson 10 millimeter. And tell you the truth, I'd probably do like him and just leave it with only mags and a holster as well. I asked him, how accurate do you feel it is, right? I don't have any personal experience. That's why I asked him. I hear Dan Wesson's very accurate, but he said vary. 1.25, 1.5 groups from 25 yards. That's awesome. When asking about the recoil, to be a 10 millimeter, it feels like a 9 millimeter and a 6-inch barrel. That's pretty impressive, but not surprising, right? And once again, this is a very quality build, so very interesting. Asked him about field stripping, right? I know 1911s, like I said, I don't have personal experience, but you hear different things. So asked him about how easy it is to field strip. To him, it's exactly like a 1911. What kind of sights does he have on a pistol? And guys, like I said, look at the pictures as I'm pulling them up. But he has a tritium front sight with rear adjustable target sight. How long did you finally wait to get this firearm? Basically, how long did you want it prior to actually buying it? And that's what this fan, subscriber, viewer series is going to be about, right? Like I said, these are going to be about pistols that we want, but for whatever reasons, can't necessarily afford them when we want them and work hard to get them down the road. So he wanted this pistol for about 10 years. Wanted it to be special, not any production pistol. It took 2 months to receive it after ordering. I'll tell you, that's not a bad wait time, right? Custom holster alone can take you about that time, but I know it must have felt good to get it once you finally got it. Waiting 10 years for something, putting in the work, finally getting it is a huge accomplishment. So big congratulations on that. That's something to be proud of. What did it come with? How many mags? What kind of case, if any? I'm always interested in that, right? Some pistols, I forgot which one it is. Some new one of these 2011s only comes with one magazine, which is crazy. But he said it came with 2 mags and a Dan Wesson soft case and stickers. So really cool. Check out the pistol. Like I said, I'm also going to throw pictures up as we're going through this right now. You'll also see his Dan Wesson Specialist. I believe that's in a 45 caliber, a different finish to it, right? You can see it's a smaller pistol than the Silverback, but man, 2 beautiful pistols. Thomas, I really appreciate, like I said, your support, you sending these in. We're going to cover some more of your stuff down the road. Like I said, man, you got a great collection. Some of those custom Berettas you have are really cool too. So maybe down the road later this year, we'll do a segment just around Berettas and share some of that as well. But guys, anyone else interested in this? This will be the first one. Like I said, send me your pictures of your pistols. I'll send you a list of questions so we could do something similar. And that's it. Look forward to it. Really appreciate all the support. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Stay safe and stay strapped.